Okay. So, excuse me while I get all this set up. What are you doing? Stop doing that. Pop out chat. Just use the first one to come up. Hello. Always shocked by how quickly some people will come in to see this stream that, like, if I were watching this, I wouldn't care about it. So I'm glad you guys stop in to say hi. Hey, thank you. I behind schedule as usual when it comes to the old videos. So I guess I'll do a stream. I don't know. You going to eat the whole time? No, don't have any food today. I actually forgot my lighting. I have like 3 lights, but only 2 light bulbs because one of them broke. So now I gotta switch them. Hey. Yeah, I figured I might as well stream. Is it another Flat Earth video? This one actually is. Excuse me. Gotta plug in this shit. There's like no cable management skills that went into what's going on down here. Then, ta-da! I can see my beautiful face even better. Actually, that looks kind of worse. This is not important at all, but why isn't this going through Logitech's thing? I don't know what's going on with my camera. You know what? That'll do. No, that's fucking... Never mind. Never mind. Anyhow, editing next video. The eating stream? It's the editing stream. You almost had me there. Because every now and then I do have like typos and stuff like that. But no, it's the editing stream. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, Mithrindel. But don't feel bad for missing the stream. I assure you there's nothing of importance to be seen. This looks crazy. What looks crazy? Me? I don't look as crazy as I feel. Do observe things forming in the galaxy around us all the time. So we do have a... So this video that I'm editing right now it's an ab-libbed video. It's a response to Jeranism. This guy. You've seen this guy. But yeah, do the waveforms. No, the editing app. What do you mean? This looks crazy. Oh yeah. This is this software isn't what normal people use to edit videos, but this is pretty much what they all look like. You have the timeline down here, a preview. Usually you'll see like a file browser and stuff up here. It's actually hidden behind the camera. Those are my files. Say hello. Say hello to the files, and I'll say goodbye. But this is pretty much what it looks like. It looks a little bit more complicated than what it is. Well, I mean, it's exactly as complicated as it looks, but I don't use like every single setting here, if that makes sense. So we do have a very good idea of how, say, stars form, how galaxies form, the life cycle of a star, things that I just mentioned a second ago, because I'm great at speaking. But most of my time, when I edit, most of my time is spent making these cuts look good. Now, okay, here's an issue that I have with this software, is now that I've moved this over, if I play it, but the audio is off, and it'll only go back to normal once I open this Metastrip and then close it again. But the whole concept, and now it's normal. That didn't used to happen since I upgraded to Blender 2.8, which recently came out. I have to deal with that. Hopefully they fix it in an update. That's kind of annoying. Got the notification just when I was editing a video myself. Ooh, we get to both edit at the same time. We'll be editing buddies. What do I think of Creeper? Not sure exactly what you mean by that, but I don't usually like creepers. I only know creepers as in creepy people, or creepers as in the Minecraft monsters, and I don't like either one of them. So, you edit videos in Blender? Yes, I do. Blender has a full-fledged video editor in it. It has everything you would need to do. And I've sort of customized like the key bindings so that I could control it all with one hand. And this hand doesn't have to leave the mouse. Once you do that, it's great. Can be a bit fiddly, but I love it. I never knew how people edit their videos. Thanks, now I know. If I spell wrong, I'm sorry. Afrikaans. Oh, yeah, sure. Your spelling seems to be good so far. But, yeah, editing is crazy, and it takes a long time. You might not realize how long it takes, but it takes hours to make one video. Excuse me. Editing in Blender must be the most hipster thing I've ever seen. I don't think it's hipster. It's probably just really cheap. As in, I'm a cheap person for editing videos in Blender. I've never had a reason to change. But the whole concept and study of cosmology, just by its very nature, invites more questions than it can answer thoroughly and satisfactorily. How old am I? I am 21. I turned 21 not too long ago. About a month ago now. Yeah, a month ago. There you go, Kaylee. Kaylee comes in with the answer. If it works for you, that's awesome then, sure. Yeah. Like, I didn't think you were, like, insulting me or anything, but it's like... I don't know. Everybody seems to do things one way, and then I just do it a different way because I don't want to bother with what everyone else is doing, so I guess I am a hipster. Now, I just don't want to pay for Adobe Premiere or the other thing that normal people use. But what I'm afraid of is that... It's also like... I have like a personal gripe against like software as a service or like subscribing to a software. You know what I mean? I haven't actually checked in a while to see. They might not be doing this now. You might be able to pay a flat price to have the software for the rest of your life. But years ago, when I checked, at least, like the way you get, what was it, Adobe Premiere. The other thing I can't remember, it was like you pay monthly to be able to use the thing. And I think all the Adobe products are like that. And I just can't stand behind it. Because it's like, can't I just pay for the software? I mean, if it's continuously updated, I get it. I can understand that. But like, even if like it is, can I just pay for like one version and maybe like pay to upgrade if I want to? I don't know. It's weird. I'm weird. Do an anime stream? No. Happy 21st and a 12th birthday then. Thank you. Very big brain. Adobe CC shitty and are mostly obscure now. Yeah. Yeah. I guess. I'll never forgive you for what? What kind of video games do you play? I mostly play the games that aren't expensive because I don't usually have a lot of money, but lately I've actually been playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee quite a bit because I got it for $30 on Prime Day, so I've been super excited and playing that a lot. Other than that, I really like Minecraft. I've been getting back into that because everyone has, because PewDiePie's playing it, of course. But also, I've been playing Warframe on the Switch. I've got Smash Brothers and Mario Kart on the Switch. Modern Warfare 2. You see here, we have Magic the Gathering Arena. This is COD 1, and I think this is also COD 1. Yeah. And poker. But yeah, also, as you have the bottom of that shelf there is full of PS2 games. I'll play those every now and then. You only see the books at the top because I'm trying to. Why can't you see? Hold on. Capture the cursor. There you go. I have the books at the top to make it look like, oh, I've got a bookshelf. Oh, he's so smart. He reads all the time. But like underneath all of that, the rest of the shelves are just video games. So don't be fooled. Or do. Either one. But what I'm afraid of, tend to take one. Hopefully he doesn't say that this is that. Will tend to take one thing that could stretch it out. Hopefully he doesn't say that this huge issue with cosmology applies to these other scientific fields. And hopefully he recognizes exactly what this issue is and exactly what it means for us and not stretch it out for more than what it really is. Let's hope so. But okay, see, this video that I recorded sort of I've recorded without writing a script first. And when I do that, I tend to get a little bit wordy. So I'm going to try to cut down my talking to try to make it more concise. Because I end up repeating myself and stuff. But yeah. I don't know why this is cut. Why is... Oh, because the audio. I remember. Thanks. Glad you like my beard. It looks better now that I grew it out a little bit. I'm actually a dirty blonde, so it doesn't look as full as it is so it'll look like a weak beard. Maybe I should dye it to make it look darker, so I look more masculine and manly. Am I a student at a university? No, I am not. Not only do I not think I can afford it, but I don't know. It might not be for me. I'll put it that way. And satisfactorily. Normally, what I'll do is I'll try to go to like the end of the sentence and go like 6 frames. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe a little bit more, and then cut that, and then cut directly to the beginning, and usually the beginning of this audio clip here, and usually that'll be good. Usually that'll match up exactly what I want. Can't tell where the empty Blender timeline finishes and my shirt starts. Hopefully he doesn't say satisfactorily. Oh, I get it. Because of the striped shirt. Ahaha. You know, it's funny. Like, I'm looking at my closet right now, and the vast majority of my shirts are horizontal stripes. It's like, I kind of just like horizontal stripes. It's all black and various shades of dark gray as well. Because I just like dark shirts with horizontal stripes. That's my style, I guess. And it works even better with the plaid shorts that I used to wear. So stripes with plaid, the ladies will love you. It's a pro tip for all you guys out there. Wear stripes with plaid. Vertical stripes? Or are you saying vertical stripes are better? No, I don't think so. I mean, vertical stripes, from what I've heard, vertical stripes make you look thinner, and horizontal stripes might make you look a little bit bigger. And as you can probably tell, I don't need to look any thinner than I already am. So I'm gonna stick with horizontal stripes, and I just like the look. Have you ever gotten 350 subs from comments? No. Mostly because I don't comment on anything except comments on my comments. And even then, like, I hardly do it because I'm just not good at the whole hopefully being social thing. Satisfactorily. Hopefully he doesn't say that this... See, that looks good. That was 7 frames to 0 frames on the beginning here. Huge issue with cosmology applies to these other scientific fields. And hopefully he stretch it out for more than one. Dealing with conspiracy theorists, so... But, we're dealing with conspiracy theorists, so we'll see. You know, I went to the bathroom a couple times before I started the stream, and now I have to go again. I guess I'm just way too hydrated. You need horizontal stripes, and yeah, as long as it's a dark color, I'm good with it.
So he's talking there about the lists and...
Okay, that's great, Jaren, but post right here.
The difference between the tests and the theories, of course.
Okay, so I made sure I could hear that part so that I know where to cut this video. This is Jaren. We'll go to test and theories.
Stage set, or to me personally, this is the one that kind of course, and the theories, of course.
Okay, so that's it right there. Make a hard cut. Drag this over here. We don't need you anymore. Then did I change the audio levels here? Where's the volume? No, I didn't change the volume, so let's see if the volume's good. The way I test the volume is by playing them both at the same time, seeing if I can hear one over the other.
Because he gave us talking about the difference
a
between
number,
the tests
relative.
and
Okay, it's pretty close. In this new version of Blender, I'm actually excited about this. When you change the volume, here, I'll show you here. When you change the volume, the waveforms get bigger and smaller, which is fantastic because now you can actually visualize it. In the old versions, it would just stay the same and you'd have to just kind of hear it out. But now I can get a good visual, and just by looking at it, that looks pretty close to here, maybe a little bit more. My audio is compressed, so it's going to be a little bit more even, but the peaks are going to be lower. His peaks are higher. So I'm probably actually gonna have to bump that up again, but let's see.
What largest mismatch
was he talking about? Because he gave us a
That actually sounds pretty good.
mismatch.
Was he talking about? Because he
science.
gave us.
I'll actually keep it that way because he has a deep voice, and deeper voices are good. It's okay to have a deep voice loud. That's much more preferable because, like, when higher voices are loud, it's jarring sometimes, or at least I find. That's not like a rule that I saw somewhere. That's just something that I think to be the case. You're going to interrupt the stream to stream? I feel like I'm missing the context there. But, hello. Hello. You guys are... I'm not familiar with Bob the Science Guy. You guys would probably hate me for that. Working on editing this week. I'm working on editing this week, and this really helps me. My stream helps you? Why? Yes, hello, hello. I was bummed yesterday that you didn't have a video. Glad you're live. Yeah, I mean, there have been way too many weeks lately where I haven't been able to post a vid. Hopefully, either tomorrow or Sunday. Tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow or Monday, I'll have a live stream that'll actually be relevant to the channel, not just this sort of what I'm doing right here, right now. I don't want to give it away because it might not happen, but it'll be exciting if it actually comes to fruition. So we'll see. I might be making up for it. You said you had to pee. It made sense when I typed it. Oh yeah. Oh, interrupt the stream to stream. Yeah, I might have to. What's this video's topic? This topic of the video that I'm editing is the flat Earth. Specifically, Jeranism has found an issue with cosmology. It's an old, I don't know if it's old, but it's an article that flat earthers have been like quoting and pointing out for a while that says, oh, cosmology has issues. It's not too in-depth. It's not amazing. I didn't do a whole lot of research, and I didn't really need to. But, yeah, it's just the whole, like, cosmology and the origin of the universe isn't a 100% for sure certain thing. So they're acting, well, Jaren's acting like we can't trust any science because of it. That's what I'm responding to. I really like his channel and have been subscribed for some time. He's extremely educated in religion, has dozens and dozens of religious books, and is an atheist. That's what you'll be known for. I actually do think that I will take a minute, and I do mean like a minute, like not long at all. So I will be right back. Do I have this set up? I do. So be right back, guys. You know what? Maybe I should have brought you guys. That way, it would have been a stream within a stream. I have a funny joke. Can you believe I came up with that one all by myself? Why isn't this working? I clicked the wrong thing. That's why it didn't work. It would help if I clicked the right one. I'm going to put me over here. Can I? Let's crop that left side a little bit more. No, the other left. What do I do? Yeah, good enough. There we go. There we go. There we go. So that way I can put this over here. All right, good. That works better. Is this my only YouTube channel? It's the only one that I post to regularly. I do have a second one where I used to like play games and stuff, but I didn't lose interest in it as much as I just lost the time to do it. I also have another one for the podcast, which I haven't done anything since last December, and I am trying to bring it back, mostly because I recently had to pay to get that renewed. So I was like, I'm not gonna keep paying for this if I'm gonna keep making the podcast. So I'm hoping to start that up again. But this is the only one that counts, really. Have you ever met that guy who looks like your twin? Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know who you're talking about. Conspiracy theorists, so we'll see.
Usually in science, if we're off by a factor of 2...
So we'll see. Conspiracy theorists, so we'll see.
Usually in science.
Why is this? Let's see. Can we... Did I set the key bindings for this? Aha, I did. And then go here, bring it down to 0, so that'll happen. Oh, and it'll show the fade in and out as well. Oh, it's a big improvement over the last version.
So we'll see.
Usually in science, if we're off...
It sounds much better, much less jarring. That's a little trick I learned recently, to just fade out a little bit, or fade in a little bit before.
So we'll see.
Usually in science, if we're off by a factor of 2 or a factor of 10, we call that horrible. We say something's wrong with the theory. We're off by a factor of 10. However, in cosmology, we're off by a factor of 10 to the 120. That is...
You have to love the unnecessarily dramatic music that flat earthers will put on everything to try to act like something's actually happening or something profound is actually being said.
One with 120 zeros after it. This is the largest mismatch between theory and experiment in the history of science.
So he's talking there about
Okay, so that was a little jarring there as well. So I'm gonna have to and then see if I can. That might match up better.
So he's talking there.
Science.
So he's talking there about the...
So what is this? This is just 0.9. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to go here. I'm just going to go 0.9. This is what I should have done. And then I'll delete the keyframe. Who needs it? Who needs that keyframe?
So he's talking there about the law.
Yeah, whatever. That's it's gonna sound much better in the final whatever. Have you ever played Minecraft? Yes, I have. Only by myself though, because I have no friends. But yeah, I used to love it, and then I stopped playing it, and then lately I've been playing it again.
Largest mismatch in the history of science, talking about the difference between the tests and the theories, of course.
Okay, that's great.
Of course.
Okay, that's great, Jaren, but exactly what tests and exactly what theory was he talking about? Because he gave us a number, a relatively specific number, so I'm assuming that applies to a certain thing. I don't know the answer to this question. I don't even know exactly where this original quote is from. If I can find it, then I'll add something in post right here.
Ah, great. Now I have to actually do this. What? Delete. There we go. Turns out when you procrastinate, it doesn't get rid of the thing you have to do. You just have to do it later. Thank you, Egg. I've been a fan of you for years. I very much look forward to your videos and learn a lot from them. Thank you very much. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed them. I'm glad that some people out there are getting something from my videos. That's what I've always wanted. What am I... Okay, let's look at exactly what he said here.
If we're off by a factor of 10 to the 120, that is 1 with a factor of 10. However, in a factor of 10,
what was his name?
We call that horrible.
So he's talking there about the large in the history of tests and theories, of course.
What was his name? Can I... go back to, excuse me for a second, dot, Wise caps lock on, Google Docs. I don't have a Google Docs for this one. Let's see. I'm trying to find. Where's my watch later? There it is. I found it. Why is YouTube recommending me my own stream? It's not like I'm subscribed to myself. No, stop. No. Anyhow. Forgot to turn my ad block back on. Aha. Ichio Kaku. Here we are.
We're off by a factor of 2 or a factor of 10. We call that horrible. We say something's wrong with the theory.
Oh no, the dramatic music is in this bit, and that's because it came from a documentary. Let's go to google.com. And what does he say?
Usually in science, if we're off by a factor of 2 or a factor of 10,
What was it? The principle usually in science. Hopefully that'll help us. I'm gonna close out of this, bring you guys back up. Where did you guys go? Clicked off of you for a minute. Oh, we got a super chat from Utterly Adorable. I see what you did there. And your little username. I mean, I really love your videos. It's not much, but your efforts shouldn't go unrewarded. Well, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thanks for the 10 euros. Utterly adorable. Just found red velvet waffles. Oh, Lord. Kaylee just recently tried a red velvet cake for the first time. I actually think it was my birthday cake. And she fell in love with it. She's obsessed with red velvet now. The principal. Okay, so let's go through these and see if this will help us. The number being referenced is error between predicted and observed vacuum energy and quantum field theory. Thank you. Where'd you find that? Where'd you find that? I think the principal was it on Netflix? I don't have Netflix. Actually, I can look that up. The principal. Oh, I guess I went to the board. I stream the movie. This is just the trailer. I can buy the DVD. North America, PAL, Blu-ray, iTunes, Amazon, Vimeo, Google Play, Vudu, and Christian Cinema. Alright. I don't know why I was thinking of it being on Netflix. I must have been thinking of The Secret. I'm not paying $13 for this garbage. Alright. We just need the context. I remember from watching PBS Spacetime when they talked about the problem. Okay. Interesting. Thank you. Say something's wrong with you. To arrive at the zero between energy and gravity, the universe. I'm not entirely sure exactly what this is saying. Or Sun Genus. Of course, Sun Genus. Okay. I'd rather watch a live stream like this than what, than The Principal? I don't blame you. There's a lot of things I'd rather do than watch The Principal. I'd rather watch it. Wikipedia entry for cosmological constant will give you some reference links to this specifically. Let me look up what you guys are saying. Let's go ian.wikipedia.com. Cosmological constant. I didn't know that cosmological was a constant problem. Disagreement between observed values of vacuum energy. So this is exactly what you guys were talking about. Theoretical value of 0-point energy. By quantum field theory, depending on Planck energy cutoff factors. It's as high as 120 orders of magnitude, a state of affairs described by physicists as the largest discrepancy between theory and experiment in all of science. So that was, I forgot his name again, Michio Kaku. That's what this is a quote from, I think that's exactly what he said in the thing. And the worst theoretical prediction in the history of physics. Damn. Have you ever played Tuber Simulator? Yes, I used to play it all the time. I think when I was still in high school and didn't have much to do with my time. I was quite into it, but nowadays I don't. I'd rather be playing Pokemon, I guess, or Warframe. You should list your sources and style of Adam Ruins Everything. Why his style specifically? I'm not sure exactly what his style is. Didn't he just show it in the corner of his video? I've considered that, but I don't want. For one, that might actually be a little bit more work on my part, just a little bit more of that busy work that I just don't want. I want my videos to be more. It's like a mixture of entertainment and education, and I don't want it to. I don't want it to be too formal, I guess, if that makes sense. Maybe I should. Overview, the basic gravitational effects identified by this guy, value is predicted, and there's no. With the development of the problem, became much more important. Concept was driven by vacuum energy, differences between bodily vacuum. So what does this mean in the context of the video I'm responding to? We are wrong about something. I take it, right? Love your channel. Keep it up. Thank you. Glad you enjoy it. Glad you get something out of it. PBS Spacetime YouTube channel. The video is called The Vacuum Catastrophe. It explains it well. Yeah, that's how Adam does it. Okay. Did you get top grades in school? I did really well in science and math. I didn't get top grades, but I was pretty good. I was terrible at English and reading, which were two separate classes for some reason. In fact, I almost didn't graduate. I think it literally came down to the last test in my reading class, and that decided whether or not I graduated, because it's not because I'm bad at reading or bad at English, although there are some arguments to be made with my pronunciations, but like the kind of work they're asking you to do is kind of BS, because like they force you to write these essays about stuff that I have no interest in, that I don't care about in the slightest, and they're really trying to get me to extract more out of like a book or an essay or a fiction story than there was there. It's like, I don't know. I hated it. I still hate it. Science and math would be my strong suit. Don't force me to do all that shit. Like, how's that gonna help me if I'm like flipping burgers at McDonald's or something, you know? I don't. What am I doing? The vacuum energy in quantum field theory can be set to any value by renormalization. This view treats the cosmological constant as simply another fundamental physical constant not predicted or explained by theory. Such a renormalization constant must be chosen very accurately because of the many orders of magnitude discrepancy between the theory and observation. Many theorists consider this ad hoc constant as equivalent to ignoring the problem. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting as well from renormalization. Let's see. I don't know much about the specifics of this problem, nor do I think it would be worth my time to understand it fully for this one thing that only took up like a minute or so in Jaren's video. So I'm trying to find the best thing that I can say about this in the context of the video. I'd love your channel if you hadn't left the Stickman. It would be so much more difficult for me to make videos if I was still the Stickman. Even like the animation that I used to have, that it took forever. And just to have like a straight video that I don't have to move every time I change my inflection, you get much better video, much more videos this way at around the same quality. So how far did you go with math? As far as high school took me. I mean, I didn't really do anything outside of what was required in school. Although when I started arguing against flat earthers, I really did delve into math a little bit, especially when it came to the formula for the curvature of the Earth, which everyone disagrees with me on in one way or another. But I don't know. It was honestly fun to do math to some extent, because it's like a sort of problem solving that I enjoy to some extent. Most of the time is just boring problems that you have to work through to show that you could solve the problem. So like the tests and stuff are like boring, but what do I know? Canceling. has been proposed. The symmetry breakthrough model assumes that standard matter provides pressure, which counterbalances the action of the constant mechanism permits to take vacuum energy, proving a huge magnitude of counterbalance. So we're wrong about something. And we don't exactly know what. But this basically reaffirms what I said earlier in this video that I'm editing, that cosmology is an imperfect science. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a screen cap of this page here. Say that this is what it's talking about. And yeah. Let's go screen cap, screen window mode. There we go. Save this as constant problem.png, and that's where I want it. Constant problem. All right, go. Get out of there. So what do I say exactly? I want to become an atheist. My society's full out against that, and it's almost like they're scared of atheists. What do I do? By the way, when autocorrect corrects, well, it's a volt, not but. Yeah. Autocorrect, what can you do? Like, if your society is, like, hardcore against atheism, just don't tell anyone you're an atheist. Like, you can't help what you do and don't believe. You can't help what does and doesn't make sense to you. But by no means do you have to put yourself out there as an atheist, as a non-believer. And you really should keep in mind how you're going to look in the society that you live in. And I know that might not be easy, but just try to fit in with the society around you as best you can. I'm not sure what else to tell you. There are areas in the world where there are serious consequences for being a non-believer or an apostate, and it's a shame that that's still the case. But just make it look like you're not, I guess. It's not worth the consequences for some people. I suspect, and that's where you're at. It's not worth the consequences to show your disbelief. And a lot of people will get hung up on this whole, like, I'm an atheist, and I want to tell everyone. And I get that, I understand, but sometimes it's not the best idea. At least in South Europe, what could go wrong? I'm not familiar with the situation in South Europe. But I wish the best of luck to you. The best advice I think I could give you is get to an area where you will be accepted, if at all possible. You know, when you can move out to a more open-minded place, that's what I would do. Jainism is taking the fringe edge of our knowledge of quantum physics and trying to falsely equate it to well-understood classical physics. Yes, exactly. I could not understand why being an atheist was such a troubling issue in the US of A. Then I looked into it a bit. Wow, I am so glad I live in Norway. Yeah, I live in Louisiana, which is the Bible Belt. It's part of the Bible Belt of the United States. So I have a whole bunch of fundamentalist Christians around me who believe the Bible 100%. Not to mention the politics of the area. So I don't fit in, but I'm glad to see that the society that I live in is civilized. That they'll respectfully disagree with me. And I'm glad to see that. Even if there'll be the whole, I'll pray for you. I hope you get better soon. What happened to you to become an atheist? I read the Bible, that's what happened. Anyhow, we are wrong about something that's on the fringe of our knowledge. This doesn't mean that there is no gravity. It's basically what I should be saying. So let's open up Audacity. Let's get to recording. Open up Audacity. No, let's not record from the webcam. Thank you very much. All right, let's go. What exactly should I say? The cosmological constant problem. Wait for the cars to stop passing by. Car's still loud, anyhow. Over here in Louisiana, minding your own business while I'm looking at east. I fear I'm going to get attacked by a failed Syrian bombing. Oh boy. Vatican being there is pretty religious and serious about it. Yeah, if you're like in the whole Catholic area. I don't know. Live in the Middle East, best country. The Middle East, in fact. I'm thankful for that. Well, good. Where conflict doesn't take place. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Anyhow. Okay, looking into it a bit further, I think this is what he was talking about. The cosmological constant problem. And he's right, this is a pretty big issue, and it seems to still be an issue. The thing is, this is... What did he say? I'm going to plagiarize you, Nietzsche. This is the very edge. This is the extent. This is the far edge, more or less the extent. This is the far edge, a little bit past the extent of our knowledge. This is an issue. This is a sort of issue that we have in. This is a sort of issue we have in science when we know there's something that we don't know. By no means does this mean that the entirety of relativity is wrong. Nor does this mean that, say, that there's no gravity. Nor does this mean that there's no gravity or whatever. Like I said before, people talking behind me. Like I said before, cosmology is an imperfect science, and this is a product of that. We are trying to find out some things that are very difficult to find out, if not unknowable. How should I say this? I'm not sure how to continue here. The Vatican's cool about it. Yeah, I would think that things would be easier near the Vatican than near, say... You know what? I don't want to say it. It seems like Catholics are nowadays much more friendly to non-believers. But okay, how do I finish? How do I say this? There are a number of proposed solutions. You guys, controversial topic alert. Yeah. So how do I finish this? I'll bring up that there are a number of proposed solutions, and whether or not any of them are right. got it. No, fuck. I thought space paused. Whatever. There are a number of proposed solutions, one of which may be right, maybe none of them are. But by no means does this mean that the whole of cosmology should be disregarded, much less that any other form of science should be disregarded because of it. That's how I'll leave it. I feel like I could be saying more, but I'm not gonna try. Anyhow. Wrong key. Let's... There we are. Giant. Turn on caps locks again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, paste it over here. Why do you have to make things difficult? Okay. Here, zoom in here. Jeez. Copy this bit of silence. Paste it here again. Fumble around Audacity a bit more. And then a little bit here. Control C. And then Control V. So reason why I did that is because we need a little bit of silence. Because it's going to have noise in it, right? And then we'll go to noise reduction, get noise profile. Then we can delete it. Then noise reduction, then apply. And that should have a little bit less like static, like white noise in the background. We'll normalize that. Then we'll compress it. I normally have a bit of a strong compressor, but it works better for me. Normalize it again. Then we export as a wave. There'll be post 1 dot wave. Why not? And then no, close this, then refresh, bring it in here,
Right here.
bring this over here, then put this, extend it. This is all, I know this is all very rigorous, very so intriguing to you guys. Anyhow. Have you played D&D? No, but it seems intriguing. A part of me would like to, a part of me doesn't want to go through the learning process of playing D&D. But it does seem pretty fun if I learn to do it. It's like, I don't know, I'm into like a bunch of other nerdy stuff, like Magic the Gathering and, say, Warframe. So, for me personally, if I want my nerd fix, then I'll go to one of those. Or just watch anime, be a weeb for a minute.
Right here. Okay, looking into right here. In post right here. Okay, looking into it a bit further, I think in post right here. Okay, looking into it a...
Oh, and by the way, if you noticed in some of my videos, when I had screenshots, it'll be a little bit smaller than the whole screen. That's because I used to have a 900p display, and I recently upgraded to an actual 1080p display, so now I can take 1080p screenshots. I'm ecstatic about that. Blender does video editing? Yes, it does. And it's very powerful, very customizable. You can do anything you want with it. So I've had no reason to pay for anything. And I don't want to switch now. But yeah, it does. Experienced D&D player here, learning it mostly reading combat and formulas once and then playing the game and repeating it. Yeah, but it's still a little bit more work than I want to do. I'm very picky with the sorts of things that I like. I'm picky with the games that I like, with the shows that I like, with books that I like. And that's just kind of how I am. And D&D, it's something that just doesn't interest me.
And I'll add something in post right here. Okay, looking into it a bit further, I think this is what he was talking about. The cosmological constant problem. And
Okay, since this is just audio, we can clip it a bit, make these pauses shorter.
logical constant problem. And he's right, this is pretty big. The thing is, and he's right, this problem. And he problem. And
Just a couple frames here.
he's right, this is a pretty big issue, and it seems to still be an issue. The thing is, I'm going to plagiarize you. This is the far edge. This is a sort of issue.
Excuse me. Thank you for the $1, Victor Jason. I appreciate it. Clicked off of it. Thank you. Every little bit is a little bit more money in my pocket. Thank you. Are you gonna go Stickman again? Maybe for an April Fool's or something, but I'm not gonna go full-time 2D again.
And he's right, this is still be an issue. The thing is,
your hair is a lot longer than the last video. How much time passes before you release a vid? It's supposed to be a video every week. Throughout the past couple months or so, I've missed a significant amount of weeks because my personal life has been really, really stressful. So sometimes it's 2 weeks. But it shouldn't really be that noticeable.
issue. This is the far still be an issue. This is the far edge, a little bit past the extent of our knowledge. This is an issue. This is a sort of issue that
I want to bring back that they changed the names of these things. Can we why is it called hold offset? And why is the waveform messed up now? Can we just waveform, I miss you. I didn't mean to come back. Well, pressing undo fixed it, I suppose. Anyhow, the thing is, this is what I needed. Thing is, oh, thank you for the $10. Ah, it went away. It went away. Let me read that. $10 from Cairo. I don't have much to say. Oh, well, you don't have to say much. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Anyhow,
This is the far edge, a little bit past the.
but I feel bad when I don't say much because like I want to let you know that I appreciate the $10, but like I'm kind of awkward and I don't know what to say about it. I feel like if I just kind of gloss over it and be like, okay, thanks, it's like I feel rude. But I really do appreciate it. That yeah, I'll what am I gonna do with that? That'll go. Those $10 will go towards like a month of my podcast hosting. Thank you very much.
An issue. The thing is, this is the far.
I can make this a little bit shorter.
An issue. The thing is, this is.
Yeah, I see what I mean when I say that the
issue.
cuts take up most of my editing
Issue.
time.
The thing is, this is the. The thing is an issue. The thing is, this is the.
I guess I'm a little bit perfectionist when it comes to this stuff. Mostly because, like, I'm bothered by some of the things that normal people wouldn't be bothered by. Like, weird transitions. I don't know. So I really try to make it sound good.
This is an issue. This is a sort of issue. When we know by no means. This is a sort. This is.
Thank you for the dollar, Victor Jason. Yeah, you. Thank you for the one more dollar. I appreciate it. $1 is easier on your conscience. Well, thank you. Now, I mean, don't worry if you don't have the money to spend. By no means do you have to give it to me. But I do appreciate the $2 you gave me so far. Thank you. Stop feeling bothered. More option. It's a time hog. Yeah, but at the same time. I like to give my videos a little bit of that bump. Yeah. The little bit of trade-off to spending a little bit more time to make my videos what I perceive to be significantly better. I think it's worth it. It makes me more happy with the end product. And it's time I can spend. The biggest problem I have with time is just that I seem to waste it more often than not. Although, most of the time I'll make an excuse for myself, saying, oh, I'm so stressed out. That's why I'm not spending as much time as I want to. But I just need to get my self-control under control. Maybe make a schedule or something. But yeah.
Past the extent of our knowledge. This is a sort of issue we have. This is a sort of issue we have of our knowledge. This is a sort of issue we have in science when we know there's something that we don't know. By no means issue we have in science when we know there's something that we don't know.
Does this sound okay?
Science when we know there's something that we don't know.
Yeah, that's good.
By no means does this, nor does this mean that, by no means, the entire of relativity.
Our glorious leader. I would be bad at leading anything. I can hardly control my Discord server. So please, nobody think of me as your leader. Laziness is often misunderstood paralysis rather than lack of extreme ambition, maybe. Well, I mean, I think... Sorry, that might have been annoying. I think, like, laziness is a lack of ambition, but, like, it's not because you're just a slob. It's usually... Anecdotally speaking, it usually seems to be from some sort of underlying issue. Maybe stress, maybe depression, maybe whatever. So, I don't know. There's something that we don't know. By no means does this mean that the entirety... Senpai? No. Well, I guess maybe. No. Maybe. Does this mean that the entirety of relativity is wrong? Nor does this mean that there's no... Like I said before. Nor... Wrong. Relativity is wrong. Nor does this mean that there's no of relativity is wrong. Nor does this mean that there's no gravity or whatever. Like I said before. Make it a little bit shorter. Or whatever. Like I said before. Cosmology is something are very difficult. Excuse me. I have to go. Thanks. See you soon. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Glad you stopped by. Glad you cared enough about my silly little stream to watch me edit videos, which I sometimes it can seem like watching paint dry or something. I am lazy, but I've learned to live with that. Yeah, I guess. I'm lazy beyond words can express. Yeah. One who belittles oneself may lack gracious understanding, or be a little self-loathing habit fueled by fatigue or pooping. Mom calls me lazy for not listening to her, but she doesn't know that I just don't care. Parents who call their kids lazy, Parents, there's no reason to call your kids lazy. You know? That's just bad parenting. I mean, it's... If your kids really are lazy, then, like, you were the ones who raised the kid, right? Am I right or am I wrong? Like, you don't like how your child's behaving? Well, who taught the child how to behave and how not to behave, right? I don't know. There's no gravity or whatever. Like I said before, cosmology is an imperfect science, and this is a product of that. We are trying to find out. Some things are very difficult to find. There are a number of proposed solutions difficult to find out. I'm lazy, I just avoid unnecessary work. Yeah. To find out are very difficult to find out. If of that we are trying to find out are very difficult. Wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. It's just gonna mess up the waveforms again. It is no, this is the one that messes up the waveform. And then I hit 1, then hit undo, and then it works fine. Some things that Okay, that's what I wanted. That's what I left out. That right there.
Some trying to find out something.
I have such a way with words with all these pauses. It's very poetic.
Trying to find out some things that things that are very difficult to find out, if not unknowable.
Excuse me. Hard work fascinates me. I can observe it for hours. Are you talking about the stream? But it's like I find like the way some things are done to be really interesting, because like the way some things are made or some things are engineered, or the way that, especially like art and stuff, how that's made, the process can be very intriguing to me. I don't know that I could watch it for hours though.
Find out, if not unknowable. There are a number of proposed solutions, one of which, but by no means does this the other form of science unknowable. There are a number of proposed solutions, one of which may be right, maybe none of them are. Solutions, one of which may be right, maybe none of them are. But by no means does this mean that the whole of cosmology should be disregarded, much less that any other form of science should be disregarded. Much less that any other form of science should be disregarded because of it.
I don't think he actually stated that directly, so I don't want that in here.
Cosmology should be disregarded.
Okay, here we go. Come back over here. Yeah, that's the image I want. Then there we go. Is that, yes. Save it. Are you going to put answers to commonly asked questions in the description? In the description of the stream, or in the description of the video I'm editing? I used to have answers to the commonly asked questions in my description, except for some reason YouTube decided to totally reset all of the settings for the live streams, which was neat. I used to have like my specs, the fact that I edit video in Blender and all of that in the description, because people kept asking about it. But I don't feel like doing it again, at least not at the moment. Remember how we talked about laziness? I'm being lazy right now. I'm not going to make excuses for that one. I just don't want to do it. I was going to be lazy, but procrastination kicked in, and I stopped at indolent. What was that? I have mice in here, and every now and then I'll see a little mice friend just skittering by, pooping on my floor.
Solutions, one of which may be right, maybe none of them are. Hello, Alexander Stone. But by no means does this mean that the whole of cosmology should be disregarded. But
I'm so lazy that I still didn't finish editing a video from January. Well, there are a lot of things that come into play with procrastination in particular, because it's like because like it's affected, like maybe that video from January that you mentioned isn't particularly relevant or important to you. Maybe you're not so excited about it. Maybe like the sort of work you have to do into editing is just not the sort of work that you're ready for. Because like when I started learning a language, right? I think I started learning Spanish and then quit after a while. And now I've recently got back into language learning, starting to learn Japanese. I don't know any Japanese at the moment except Shinu and stuff like that you learn from watching anime. But like the thing about it is, a lot of times when you get burnt out in like learning a language, it's because your methods are bad and it's just something that you're not interested in. And there are like millions of other better ways. Well, not millions of other, but there are like much better things you could be doing to achieve the goal that you're looking for. Because like no one's learned fluent Japanese from Duolingo alone, right? I don't know what I'm saying. I've lost my train of thought. I want to... Oh, boy. They changed the shift click. I want to... This. And this. And... I'll have to change that. Should be disregarded. But for right disregarded. But for right... Did I... I should see if this works better. Disregarded. But for... Nope, not at all. Guarded. But for right now... Okay, that actually... What I did there might actually be good. Seems YouTube facing another social media platforms change everything the second you get used to the changes they did a few months ago. Yeah, that happens a lot for a lot of things. Even like online games and stuff sometimes. That's annoying. I can teach you Greek. That'll be helpful. Teach me ancient Greek so I can read the Bible as it was intended. Duolingo is... too easy to not do or to cheat on. Too easy to either not do or to cheat on. Honestly, I think Duolingo is just too easy. Because it's like a basic like vocabulary building thing. Sure, that can be useful if you're using it in conjunction with something else. But it's like just teaching you vocabulary. I'm not sure if Duolingo has... like a grammar thing built into it. I didn't get far enough to see any grammar in Duolingo, but you can't become fluent in a language by building up your vocabulary at a snail's pace in a flashcard style out of any sort of context from the original language, right? I think of language learning as you learn language by using that language, right? You learn to speak better by speaking, getting used to speaking, hearing other people speak, and being corrected in your speaking, and applying those corrections, more importantly. But if you, like, memorize flashcards, then you'll become really good at those flashcards, but you might, like, draw a blank trying to remember the word for fish, in Japanese when you come to order the fish, because you just order a fish in a Japanese restaurant, I guess. I don't know. Sorry for bad grammar. No problem. I know English may or may not be your first language, and I've come to realize that a lot of people leaving comments on the internet are not native English speakers. I realized that a long time back, so now I'm not as harsh or as judgmental as I once was. Love was just a nice way to say it. Oh. Oh, yeah. Hello. Anyhow. Ancient Greek is just Greek from 40 years ago. But it's Yoda mixing words up. Retarded. But for right now, while I'm currently recording this, I looked it up a little bit and couldn't find a whole lot of information. It was from The Principle, and the information I found on it was so vague. Of course, conspiracy theorists on the internet were spreading this like, oh, this. I looked it up a little bit and couldn't find a whole lot of information. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this part. Of information. It was from The Principle, and the information I found on it was so vague. Of course, conspiracy theorists on the internet were spreading this like, oh, huge problems in science. Of course. But instead of taking this to be more broad than it really is, let's try to infer exactly what he was talking about. Okay, so this is actually good stuff to keep in. So let's cut out these annoying pauses. Greek is the language of love. I thought that was French, but it might be thinking of it wrong. Find a whole lot of information. It was from The Principle, and the information I found on this how. Can I just... The Principle? I hate when it does that. And the So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse me. It's French. Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm right as usual. Principle, and the information I found the information I found on it was so vague. Of course, vague. Of course, conspiracy theorists on the internet were spreading this like, oh, huge problems in science. But instead of taking this to be more broad than it really is, let's try to infer exactly what he was talking about. But instead of just assuming that this whole thing is as broad as we can possibly stretch it out to be, let's try... 1 second. sorry about that. Was this turned all the way up? Yeah. So sorry about that. I know it's really cool staring at this and not hearing me say anything. I know that's what you clicked on this stream to watch. My apologies. But yeah. Do you have step family? See, it's tough when I'm reading the chat now because you guys will be talking amongst yourselves more often than you'll be talking to me. Not that that's the problem. I'll respond to questions that aren't even for me. Then I look socially awkward, as I normally do. Assuming... Never mind. But if you're talking to me, Victor, no idea if you are. But I actually do have step family. Yeah, on both sides. We don't want to disturb your editing. No, I mean, I started a live stream while editing. So, like, I'm kind of inviting people to ask me questions, right? Just ask people to tag you. I mean... I don't want to ask too much from people. Also, I totally forgot that this bit right here is in the frame the whole time. This is like the... My lighting setup are basically two umbrellas that are reflecting a whole bunch of light back at me, and this is like the little stick end of the umbrella, and it's in the shot the entire video. Professional YouTuber over here. What's my favorite sport or active hobby? My favorite sport, if I can't say esports, my favorite actual real sport will probably be soccer, just because soccer just makes the most sense to me. It's easiest to follow. I've never been a big sports guy, but if I were to follow a sport, soccer is just, it's simple, more or less easy to follow. It seems to be a bit more exciting. It's also, I believe that's the most popular sport in the world, so we got fans there. Yeah, I'd have to say that. Unless I find something like weird or interesting, like, I don't know. There's probably some weird out there sport that is far more interesting than anything else will ever be, but nobody's heard of it because nobody... I don't know. Communist jokes aren't funny until everyone gets it. I've actually heard that joke a couple times before. Sorry, it was funny the first couple times I heard it, but oh, it's called football. My bad. Un-American football. I've been watching your videos for a while now, but this is the first live stream. Yeah, I used to do these way more often, but yeah, but these here that you're watching, these editing streams are a little, they're impromptu, they're not of substance really. They're just kind of small little things here and there to make the process of editing videos a little bit more fun for me, because I actually have people to interact with, but also maybe you guys are interested in the process, but maybe you guys just like to hear my voice. So I'm giving you that opportunity. I'm giving to the community. I'm thinking about you guys, because I know how much you guys want to hear my silky smooth voice. I actually don't really like my voice that much. I've learned to live with it, but it's not fantastic, I guess. 3 a.m. watching. Why are you watching me at 3 a.m.? Hearing your voice is the best. Thank you. Glad you like my voice. Ever sing for everyone or anyone? No. I mean, there were like a couple of times that I like saying for one reason or another, and sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're so good." I never knew if they were correct or not. I never. Maybe I'll start a band. Maybe I'll have an anti-flat Earth band. How about that? You guys listen to my band. I'm dropping my mixtape in 2087. I'm already 5 minutes into this video, and I only haven't really made much of a dent in this whole thing. This could be more than 20 minutes. This is what happens when I don't go on a script. Hoping it's worth it. But I'm going to have to end the stream soon. Maybe not here, but soon. I'll call it Heath and the Globeheads. How about that? Flat Earth diss track. But we need to make it like a clickbaity title. So I made a Flat Earth diss track. ... That's the new clickbait. It starts off with, so I did something with something else. Like I made a diss track with anti-flat Earth comments. I made a rap with flat Earth comments. That's what he needs to do. Why am I doing this shit when I could be making a rap with flat Earth comments? Would you guys watch my flat Earth comment rap? How about that? He hits heliocentrists. Neat. It's a rock album. That's good. I like that one. Make it a rock album. And the Rounders. You're doing very well with your YouTube channel. Just saw you were live and stepped in to tell you this. Keep it up. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I've seen quite a number of people saying, hey, I enjoy your stuff. And I appreciate it all. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying my silly little YouTube thing. Am I communist? No, I am not communist. Ever since that video with the Bible and socialism, people at least in the comments of that video, have started to think that I really am a socialist. And it's like, how do I explain this? How do I get myself out of the hole that I've dug for myself? It's not just for myself. I've dug the hole for everyone else because I'm a socialist. I give it to the community. Band name Heath and the Spherical Specials. Make sure to put the title of song Diffraction. Socialism is crap? Sure. T time I saw you in my feed and thought, what on earth is this for a little hippie man? Oh boy, I'll see if I can get Professor Stick to join in on my Flat Earth diss track. Maybe I'll get my little Australian clone to get in on it as well. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to end the stream soon. I've been streaming for like an hour 50 minutes, and I got some conversing to do over that direction. Can I do a video responding to Alex Jones? Alex Jones, no. Maybe some other politically active people. Like, I've been thinking of covering Ben Shapiro just because I think it was TMM who started making a whole bunch of Ben Shapiro. Is it Ben Shapiro that I'm thinking of? I think I'm thinking of Ben Shapiro. But TMM has been making lots of videos on him, and I'm not gonna lie, some of those videos have been doing pretty well, so I'm like, maybe I'll get some Ben Shapiro views on this. But he does look like a little bit of a gold mine for someone I can disagree with. Maybe. How am I? Great channel, by the way. Thank you. Glad you enjoy it. And I am pretty good. Except I drink a lot of water, so I have to go pee all the time. And that's an inconvenience. But otherwise, I'm doing just dandy. He is in the commie crew? No, I'm not communist, I swear. Do Ben Shapiro, I hate him. Wait, are you guys liberals? I am liberal. I'm not like hardcore liberal. I'm more of like a... I'm one of the guys that's trying to understand the opposite argument, whereas a lot of people aren't. But yes, I am more liberal than not. I am... Yeah, a lot of my audience is going to be liberal as well, because this whole... I find this whole, like, skeptical type community is generally left-leaning. Take that to mean whatever you want. I'm center-right and people call me fascist. Yeah, you'll find if you're anywhere on the right end of the spectrum, people are going to call you alt-right and fascist, and that way, like, that's a roundabout way of comparing you to Hitler. And if you're anywhere on the left end of the spectrum, people are going to call you socialist, maybe communist, and that's just a roundabout way of comparing you to Stalin. That's just how things are in America. Everybody hates each other. You're either Hitler or you're Stalin. And Lord help you if you try to reach across the aisle, because then everyone hates you. You're getting hate from both sides. This is why I didn't talk about politics for the longest time, because it irritates me. People irritate me, I should say. But I guess I'm never going to get away from that, so... Oh, well... Ah, my fucking teeth. I'm a very clumsy person, so I'm constantly knocking over shit all the time. I hate that. It is only in the US that confusion reigns among the correct usage of the term liberal, socialist, etc. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but it's a pretty American thing to be not only opinionated when it comes to politics, but uneducated at the same... Like, this whole divide between the socialist commies and the alt-right fascists. That's the American mindset. Fascist is better than... Huh. It's only bad if those... How old am I? Trying not to be creepy. A lot of people ask me that. I turned 21 not too long ago. Happy birthday to me. I can finally drink. Can drink and gamble now. And you're darn right I've been gambling.
But, and...
Anyhow, I said I was going to stop streaming soon, and I should.
but and he was talking about. But instead of
See, I hate when I turn around really quickly sometimes. Maybe I'll try this and then undo. Do I? There we go. And then can I? Yeah, I can.
but he was talking about. But
Why? Press the wrong button.
but he was talking about. But instead of just
Actually, move this over 1. Over -1.
but instead of just talking about. But instead of just assuming that this whole thing is as broad as we can possibly stretch it out to be, let's try to infer what this specifically applies to. Let's try to infer pretty much what Michio Kaku said.
Okay, what program am I using? You use Vegas 15. Sony Vegas, that's the other. Because we were talking about this earlier, and I could only remember Adobe Premiere, and I was constantly forgetting that Sony Vegas was a thing. I'm using Blender. Now, you're going to think I'm weird, and you're right, but you can use Blender as a full-fledged, full-featured, very powerful video editor, and it's free. And I have this weird thing where I don't want to subscribe to a software unless it's a game. Even then, I usually don't. But yeah, I use Blender. And it works just fine for what I need it to do. And I refuse to learn anything else. PowerDirector 17 is what you use for home videos. Much easier and pretty good layout. Not familiar with that, but there are a lot of other significantly cheaper software that'll be pretty decent for like your home video thing. Even iMovie, whenever, like I was using iMovie whenever I had someone else's MacBook, not for YouTube, but like I used it, and that's pretty good if you just want a very simplistic sort of thing going on. But now that I'm getting into borderline professional editing, Blender actually does pretty much everything I need it to do. So yeah. The average American is as nice as you can get people. Then mention politics or burn their flag, then hell will break loose. Yeah, we tend to be pretty opinionated, and it seems like people in other countries, I don't know, the society is weird. I feel like social skills, I don't know if it varies from country to country, but it's like, it's weird. Because like some countries and some areas in countries are better or worse just socializing, you know? How is it in Louisiana? I'm from Maine. It's very hot in Louisiana. It was like 33 Celsius the other day, which is much hotter than it normally is, and I had to mow the lawn, and I hated it. I waited till the afternoon. Well, I waited as close to sundown as I could, and it was still hot. I was sweating a lot. I hate it. It's getting hotter every year. The climate is changing, and I wonder why that is. Humid, I bet. Absolutely. It's absolutely humid and doesn't help anything. Mosquitoes come out at night year-round. I don't know. We're so close to sea level that there's constant fear of flooding whenever there's a storm or a hurricane big enough. I don't know why anybody lives here, geographically speaking. But I do. That's what it's like in southern Louisiana. It's 73 for me. Celsius, you're dead. It's also weird. I'm one of the very few Americans who can only understand Celsius. Probably because I have Asperger's. Or at least I suspect I have Asperger's. I was never diagnosed, so I don't really like talking about it. But I suspect I have Asperger's, and I suspect that's why... Like, Celsius just makes far more sense to me. Anyhow. Here was 50 Celsius a few weeks ago. Is that physically possible? I'm sure it is, but damn. Ever seen a lightning bug in the spring? We have very, very few lightning bugs here. I think the last time I saw one, like the only times I saw a lightning bug here was... It might have been spring. It might have been winter. But like, I was surprised to see that lightning bugs actually exist when I went to like Tennessee for like to visit family and stuff, but we don't really have a whole lot of lightning bugs here. Or at least not that I've seen. There's probably a whole bunch of them in some area I've never been to at night. Fellow Aspie here. Yeah. Hello. Do you have Asperger's? Are you asking me because I said it, or are you asking someone else? Because I don't follow the conversations that are going on in the chat all the time. I've seen one vid where you were not in yourself. Okay, never mind. Someone's getting bigger. Anyhow, I hit 2 hours. I think that's a good amount of time to be streaming. So I'm gonna end it here. Maybe get myself some popsicle or whatever sort of thing I want to eat. Maybe some Oreo. I have Oreos over there. I might eat some of those. Anyhow, I'm gonna go do stuff. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Glad you all stopped by and visited. You hate mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes too. They're the worst. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. Thanks to all of you who so graciously donated in the super chat or otherwise. Love your work. Keep it up. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. That's part of why I do it. Thank you. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, maybe it'll be in the weeks coming up, but I'm hoping to have a very interesting stream. You'll see it when you see it. Thank you for the $1, the one more dollar, Victor Hasson. Thank you for the live stream. You're welcome. I'm broke, can't donate, but liked and sub. Well, thank you. By no means do you have to donate. Don't feel bad if you can't. I'm not gonna be mad at you. But I do appreciate that like and sub. At what time? It'll probably be around noon Central Time. That's Central US. I don't know what time that is for you, where you are. But the important streams will be up and available. But I'm not going to say anything because I can't make any promises because I'm terrible at saying that I'm going to do this thing and then not doing it for one reason or another. But I'm excited. But I'm going to go. Thank you all for stopping by and all the things that I already said, and I'm repeating myself now. See ya.